Should I make the "We are live" announcement on Facebook?
You should.
Yeah, let's do it. There we go. Hello, everyone. I don't know if you guys are watching. No.
Anybody's watching?
No. Look at that. 0. Let's give them a few minutes. So, Alex, how are you?
I'm good. Yeah, it's the end of my vacation week, and I'm terribly sad I have to go back to work tomorrow. But life will go on. But I have another week of vacation sometime before March.
Well, I'm unemployed.
Hey,
So,
this is awkward now.
well, I mean, I got the unemployment remuneration for 300 days. And I am actually going to get more than I was getting on not my last job, but the previous one. So I can hang in there for 8 months.
You'll live.
One person is watching. Yay. This is a very weird hour. Like, for a lot of people, it's still morning. It's noon for some others. So I understand if people, I mean, if it was noon, in a Saturday, I'll be more close to sleeping than
I woke up just to do this. Yeah. So I feel that.
I would be more close to sleeping than to watching an online YouTube announcement about Trivia League that I could watch later. But
that's
hello,
David.
People who are watching. Yep.
That's the spirit.
2 people who are watching, us included, I am going to ask hello. This is me without glasses.
I keep wanting to, as like a bit, if ever you're not here to do commentary with me, I'll dress up as you from 2 years ago. I'll have a Star Wars shirt and glasses and like a jacket I'll find. And I'll be like, hello, everyone, and welcome to opening night trivia.
That was a dark time.
Yeah.
When I decided to play that Spaniard Dick instead of myself.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. I will probably not do the accent.
Hey, 5 people are watching. Hey, guys.
Hello. Yeah, hello, 5 people.
Hello.
Anybody that's seen our previous announcements will know that this is probably not going to go smoothly. me and David, historically, not great at announcements. No. So we'll see what happens.
Announcers, though.
Yeah, great announce. Well, one of us is a great announcer.
The other one's name is Alex.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
I mean, well, that match hasn't aired yet, but the first match of the tournament is me and Cojo calling, and it was one of the funniest matches we are going to air. So,
yeah, of course, because you and Cojo like each other is the problem. You can just
yeah. Okay, so we have 6 people, and 2 of them are even talking on the chat. Hey guys. So I think we can actually start with the announcements. So let's take a look at the. All right, Nico. Yeah, you're right. I mean, that's the fun of it. All right, so the first thing we are going to do is talk about the tournament. And since we are going to have a tournament, we obviously have a bracket. And that bracket is, as you guys know, is seeded according to the results of the Geek Challenge Cups that have already been aired. So this is our tournament bracket.
Ooh, pretty.
Yep. Yeah. Thank you. I did it in 20 minutes or something. So, as you guys know, the seeding is as follows. Number 1 seed is Nicholas Twig. Number 2 seed is Joe Farrelly. Hello, Joe. Number 3 is Thomas Scully. Number 4 is Amaru Moses. Number 5 is Mike Shea. Number 6 is Ryan Payne. Number 7 is Dominic Ricci. And number 8 is Nazario Montenegro. So now, Alex, why don't we go over the first round matches and see what we think about them?
Sure. I guess the most obvious place to start is with the number 1 contender. He is Nicholas Tuhig, the champion of here, there, and everywhere else. And he'll be going up against Nazario Montenegro, who has the unfortunate lot in life that he has to play Nicholas Tuhig in round 1. Nick is looking pretty unstoppable right now.
He is.
Yeah.
Nazario has this way of surprising people, because everyone kind of underestimates him and we already saw what he did in his qualifier match.
Yeah.
He beat Jay Burns, who has played for the title in Fullmetal Geek.
It's true.
So Nazario is one of those people who I have seen come back from behind and surprise a much more seasoned player. Am I saying he could do it? Maybe. But if I was a betting man, which I'm not, because it's a bad thing, I will put all my money onto it.
Sure. That seems like a very reasonable conclusion. Going over next to the number 2 seed. He was the number 1 seed until Nick went Nick, and that is friend of the show, Joe Farrelly. And he will be playing Dominic Ricci. Yes, friend of the show. Unbelievably handsome man, Joe Farrelly. And he will be playing Dominic Ricci, the former fandom champion.
And also former finalist of a Fullmetal Geek tournament, which is Core Geek.
Yes, absolutely correct.
Losing to Thomas Scully barely, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, and certainly no shame there to lose to Thomas Scully. You know Joe fairly well, a lot better than I do.
I do, yeah.
And pretty impressive as a competitor, yes?
I mean, Joe is one of these, kind of like me, new breed of players. Like, we have the veterans like Thomas, Ryan, Amaru, Nick was started the Fan Leagues before we did. But we both started when the movie Face Off started, and our names kind of have been sounding in the geek realms for a while. But I think Joe, like me, is looking for that big win that cements him in those top level contenders list. Because right now, Joe is a great player who hasn't won great matches. The only great player he played against was Robert Parker. Yeah. And like a lot of people before him, he was knocked out by Robert Parker.
Yep. And I mean, certainly no shame there, of course, to lose to Robert Parker. But I'm sure that's not how he saw that match going down. He didn't really get to do a whole lot in that third. Yeah. Sorry about that, Nico. Better luck next time. Yeah, and Joe will be playing Dominic Ricci, who we have touted before, who qualified with Amaru, I believe.
Yep, that's true.
Taking the number 7 seed, pretty low for someone like him. But that is not to say that he can't do something with it. If he takes out Joe, it would not at all surprise me.
I mean, you don't exactly know what's going on behind the scenes, Nico. But
at least one of the admins on this channel that may or may not be on this is technically an enemy of the show.
Anyway, so yeah, Dominic Ricci is that big win Joe is looking for. But I know Dom is also looking to win something in Core Geek, because he was fandom champion for a brief time, and I know he's hungry for championship right now, for victories. So Dominic Ricci hasn't, I believe he hasn't played in any geek related realm since he lost to Caleb Coho in the recent fandom tournament, round one,
Right.
which was, in my opinion, one of the matches, a candidate for match of the year in fandom. So this is going to be a battle. It's a complete toss-up because these two are both incredible players. They play in a very high level. So it's going to go down, I think, to round two. We are going to talk about later.
Yeah, I agree. Which now we go down one to the number 3 seed of the tournament. And that is the perpetual top contender, frequent champion. It is Thomas Scully. And he will be playing Ryan Payne, an old adversary of mine, not friend of the show. Ryan Payne. This is one of the swingiest tournaments I've seen in a while. And this is one of those matchups that, while we think we know the way that it's going to go, if it went the other way, if the underdog took this one, could we really be surprised with how well Ryan and how knowledgeable Ryan is? Is it possible that Ryan could do it?
Yeah. Actually, I mean, Thomas is the favorite because of his accolades and his knowledge. I mean, he qualified first in his GCC. Ryan qualified second, even though his second place was against Nicholas Tui.
Well,
but still, Thomas Scully got to 21. Ryan Payne got 13 points. So that's something that we have to have in count or take in count. I don't know how grammar works. But Ryan Payne, I know he is exactly like Joe Farrelly. He is exactly how I described him. He is a great player, great knowledge that can beat anyone at any given time, but he still hasn't gotten that high tier victory to put himself in a number one contender shot or in a championship match. But again, if you recall the last GCC where Thomas Scully qualified, he said that it has been a hot minute since he won anything geek related.
Yeah.
So I know he wants this. Thomas Scully wants this tournament. He wants to be the champion. He wants to prove he can do it again.
Yeah.
He has already won a geek tournament before. So this is no strange setup for him. And I honestly believe Thomas Scully is hungry. And if Thomas Scully, if an hungry Thomas Scully gets his A game, I don't think Ryan can match it.
Well, we'll see. And this feels like another one of those where the smarter competitor, the one who thought their way around round two, what category am I going to pick? That's going to be the player that wins this match, in my opinion.
And again, information about those rules
much later. And the final matchup of the tournament is Amaru Moses, the number 4 seed, taking on the number 5 seed, Mike Shea. We've been talking about this match, I think, more than any other match, as the one where we don't know what's going to happen.
No, I actually don't know. Amaru is the favorite because he won his GCC, but if Mike had bet 5 instead of 4 in his last question, he would have won his.
Yeah.
He lost to Joe by 1 point because he didn't bet enough in a Star Trek question. That's it.
That's it. That's the only thing that separates. Is it a port key? Shut up, Joe. Yeah. I mean, you know Maru a bit better than I do. He's an old friend of yours, an old you're not bitter rival.
Yeah.
Whereas we both know Mike as an old.
You know what? From now on, Amaru is going to be my sweet rival.
Okay. Okay, great. Your sweet rival.
What's the opposite? What's the opposite of bitter?
Sure, sweet. Why not?
Sweet.
Your sweet rival, and So a lot of the categories he's good at, Wizarding World, Middle Earth, are actually a lot of your favorite categories as well. Mike also is very partial to Wizarding World, but he is, I think, the more well-rounded. And I think in a lot of comic book movies, I think
He
Mike will be able to pick up a lot of those points.
he also has a Star Trek,
Yeah.
and with the ability of taking out a category, Mike could easily take out the one of the two he doesn't feel confident in. Because we have seen Mike play, we have seen Mike take out people that were favorites. We know what he can do. Amaru is an incredible player who is contender for everything, but Mike Shea is more well-rounded, so I believe Mike Shea is going to take a lead on round one.
Yeah.
And then, depending on which category each of them chooses in round two, because Mike could take control of the match, and with our format that we are going to explain later, taking control of the match in round one is very important.
Yes. And Mike is a really great first round player. If you doubt me, go back to that GCC that they played in. Mike, I believe Mike was maybe in the lead at the end of that round.
He was in the lead for the whole match until that last question that Joe bet more points.
Yeah, just bet more points on.
Yes, it's the Tri-Wizard Cup, and yeah, why not? It'll take you here to Spain, so touch it. That's a Harry Potter reference for you, Alex.
I'll watch the movie later.
Okay.
All right. So that is the tournament.
Yep.
If you want to let us know what you think of the tournament, what you think will be the outcome, who's going to be the winner, who's going to take these first round matches, you can send your links to David, because I don't necessarily want to look at them all the time. I already obsess about this.
I actually want you guys to either post. I'm going to make a post on the Facebook page later with this bracket and the rules. Well, no, this bracket, and I will make a document of the rules to post just next to the GCC document. But please submit your brackets either in the post or to me in private message. We don't know if the winner is going to get something. I don't think so. But just in case we decide he will, just do it. It's fun. Anyway, this is your bracket, and honestly, it's going to be a really exciting tournament. Like, people, Thomas Scully or Ryan Payne are going to go down in the first round of a Geek tournament. And Joe Farley or Dominic Ricci are going to go down in the first round of a tournament.
Yeah.
So, anyway, let's move on. Well, no, actually, let's stay right where we are, because we have another thing to talk about in this tournament. We have release schedule. We know these first round matches when they are going to be airing. So, because I don't know who made this script, Adelaide, but it's in the wrong order, because we will have to anyway. So the first match that's going to air is going to be next Thursday, October 1st, and it's going to be Nicolas Tui versus Nazario Montenegro. The second one is going to be Joe Farley versus Dominic Ricci, and it's going to be a week later, obviously, October 8th. Thomas Scully versus Ryan Payne is going to be the following Thursday, October 15th. And Amaru Moses versus Mike Shea is going to be October 22nd. Then it's going to be the winner of Nicolas versus Nazario versus the winner of Amaru versus Mike in the first semifinal the following week, October 29th. And the winner of Joe Farrelly versus Dominic Ricci versus the winner of Thomas Scully and Ryan Payne is going to be November 5th, with the tournament finals and the Geek champion being crowned on November 12th. You guys got everything? No? Well, it's simple math, so just roll with it, I guess. Now, let's go to the rules. because these are not going to be GCCs, obviously. We are going to have a straight up 3-round matches, and they are going to work like this. The first round is going to be a standard whiteboard round, 10 questions. If you get a question, if you get the whole 10 questions, you are going to get a bonus question. Now, the second and third round is where everything gets tricky because they are interconnected. We have the whole, I think we have 13 categories right now. I think we have 13. No, we have 11 categories right now. Well, yeah. The 8 main fandoms plus mixed bag quotes and Oscars. So yeah, it's 11 categories. We will put them all in a randomizer, and we are going to randomly pick 3 categories for the match. The second round, the person who's in the lead will be able to choose which category they want to answer the round 2 questions from. And the one that's not in the lead will pick the other one. They will receive 5 questions. Each question is going to have a value of 2 points with multiple choice available and steals available. Now, the category that hasn't been chosen is going to be the category for round 3. Each player is going to get a 2-pointer, a 3-pointer, and a 5-pointer in the same category. Obviously, they are going to be different questions, and that's about it. In case of a tie, we are going to have a regular sudden death, no mixed bag sudden death. That's for GCCs. So, as I said, I am going to write down a document with those rules and put it in the Facebook page, and then I am going to make a post with the bracket asking you guys to submit your brackets. And I believe that's all.
Now,
Alex?
one important thing that you did forget to mention is that both players will have the option to remove a category.
Right.
So if that's a very important part of this plan. So yes, if you do not feel, if one of these players do not feel confident in what they may say is their opponent's strength, maybe they don't like the mixed bag, they don't study Oscars or whatever, they don't feel comfortable with quotes, they can actually remove that category. And if it comes up in the randomizing process, we skip it. We go to whatever the next category is, and those are going to be the categories that end up on the wheel. So that's a very important trick.
Yeah.
And one thing that we both like about this is going to make some people be a little bit smarter with the categories that they take in round 2. Now you're thinking your way through all of the second and third rounds, whereas before you just kind of had to think about the second round and everything else was pretty up to chance.
Yeah, and so yeah, Alex said it. Instead of picking a strength in the green room, we are going to ask you guys to DM me the category you want removed, and that's about it. If the same category is removed by more than one person, well, we skip that category. We are not going to give the option to remove another one. So I think now that's about it. Thank you so much, Nico and Joe, who are the only ones who are commenting. So, guys, thank you so much for joining us. I hope you don't have I hope you don't have a lot of questions, but if you do, we are going to give you time to ask them. So, yes, if you guys have any questions, throw in the chat about anything, actually, in the league. If we don't know it yet, we will just say we don't know it. So you can throw it, and we are going to give you guys some time to ask anything you want. And if there is none, we are going to end the stream here, because I forgot this was also a Q&A. I'm not good at this thing. I guess I get better with time.
It's just,
yeah,
we have to work on our dynamic. I don't know what it is. Since we switched over to this new channel, we're having a lot of problems. Hey everyone, welcome to Opening Night Trivia Therapy Hour.
Actually, we need to change the name of the division, because opening.
When will the first post-match tournament be? The first post-match tournament we are working on we would probably take a week or two away, starting with the first GCC after.
Maybe
Yeah.
I mean, we don't know. Honestly, we haven't told yet if we are going to like take a break after the tournament. But what we know is that the next match or matches in the regular season are going to be aiming towards how to get a new number one contender right away. And then
Right.
we are going to get the other people to play. So we are going to try and build the records for next season. So we know who is close to kind of getting out of the roster and going back to the GCCs. That's going to be how the people are going to qualify for the roster. Alex, anything to add?
No. David, did we have something to announce for singles as well? Or
No, I'm not touching singles. No.
I didn't know. That was in a separate thing. I don't know what.
I don't know movies. What are you talking about? No.
Hey, me, you, one singles match. We both cry at the end.
Yeah. You'll crush me in a singles match.
Crush you in geek matches.
You just want to play me in singles because you want to continue the legend that I have never beaten you, which is true. So now, Nico, we think it's going to be either the first week, the next week after November 12th, which will be November 19th, or we are going to take 1 week or two break, but it's not going to be a lot of time. So we are going to finish the tournament and then maybe even start taping and just take a week or two of not releasing matches. But we are not this week, but next week we are going to tape the third match of the first round. So if you do the math, because we actually tape one match a week, you won't have to wait too much to play again, I guess.
Yeah.
If that was your question. I don't know if you were asking about the release of new matches post-tournament or the taping of post-tournament matches. So that's your answer. I hope it helped. That was one question. Yay, we got one question. I mean, we have 3 people watching, so I don't think...
Do you think the streams would be more popular if Adelaide were on them? The actual boss?
Probably.
No. It's just people don't like us very much.
Actually, it's noon. The last stream we did, we had a decent amount of people watching.
Mm.
But right now, it's noon for a lot of people. So I understand that they just don't watch it, as I said.
Really?
Anyway, we are going to close it here. Unless you guys have another question, throw it in the chat before we close it up while I say my stuff. So guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We hope we have cleared some stuff about tournament bracket and anything that's going to be happening on Opening Night Trivia League Geek Division. That's a mouthful, seriously. Opening Night Geek, that's it. You know what? Yeah, so, okay. You know what? I'm going to do the math for you. So next week, we tape the third match of the first round. Then the following week, which is the week of, I'm getting my calendar. So the first week of October, that's when we are taping the third match of the round 1. Then the second week of October, we are taping the fourth match. The third week of October, we are taping the first semifinal. The second week of October, we are taping the second semifinal, and we are hoping to tape the finals on the fourth week of October. I don't think Alex.
No.
Yeah.
No, he absolutely doesn't. He absolutely does not. It'll be a one spear, kind of ending. He'll get speared once. Huh?
Squash match? You're saying?
No, it'll be like Jay will avoid the spear for like 15 or 20 minutes, and then he'll just eat a spear. and it'll be over. I really like the new Roman Reigns, and I like the new Jey Uso. I don't know what it is, but Jey Uso having gray in his beard really works.
Watching SmackDown for a while. I'm just watching AEW, and I am not on date yet. Anyway.
Hey, everybody, look for our secondary channel where I teach David all about wrestling. It's going to be great.
Anyway, Nico, for your answer, first week of November, we are hoping we are going to start taping new matches. That's not tournament. Since we don't really have a plan yet, we are working on it. I don't know when you specifically are going to be asked to like play a match, but I should say no. Probably if it's not November, then the first start of December, probably. If it's not November, I'm counting on November. So count on November. Yeah, that's. I was still doing the math when the wrestling question came.
Oh, man. I know what my next screen name is going to be. My next screen name is going to be T-Bar. It's going to be great. That's a joke for exactly Nikos Favaragoli. Nobody else will get that.
You want to close it? You know what? You close it. Close this.
Well, everyone, thank you so much for coming out to watch the second or third, depending on if I missed something, one of our announcements. We hope that these keep getting better. Statistically, they aren't, but statistically they aren't. But we are going to keep trying because, well, it's literally just the two of us. Adelaide refuses to get up this early. So it's literally just the two of us. Merry Christmas to all. Stay safe. Don't go watch Tenet just because Christopher Nolan wants you to.
Hands, watch your face.
Yeah, T-Bar's a terrible name. Yeah. Wash your hands, watch your face. Don't touch your face. Don't touch other people. Stay 6 feet away from stay 6 feet away from other people, unless it's like this digitally, where you don't have a real choice. And as per always, we'll see you next time.
Yeah. Bye.